Did you know that a 1.3 carat diamond can actually look smaller than a 1 carat diamond, but still cost thousands of dollars more? So if you're going by diamond carat weight when choosing your stone, you may end up spending more than you need to and still get a smaller looking stone. I'm Alistair Smith, founder of engagement ring education website ringspo.com, and in this video you're going to learn the 7 things you really need to know about diamond size. You'll learn what carat really is and how you can make sure that you get the biggest and most beautiful diamond for your engagement ring so you get real value for money and don't get ripped off. Number 1. The same shaped stone with the same carat weight can have very different sizes. Now, imagine you ordered a pizza and when it arrived at your door, one of the slices were missing. One of the 8. That's about 13% of the pizza. I imagine you'd be pretty annoyed, wouldn't you? I mean, I know I would. Well, the same can almost be true with diamonds. 2 1-carat diamonds can have up to a 15% difference in their visible size due to the way they've been cut. Have a look at these 2 stones from one of my recommended retailers. Both are 1 carat in weight, but their visible size is very different. The important thing to look at here is the size the diamond looks when viewed from above. This is what people see when they're actually looking at a ring. The one on the right is 0.4 millimeters wider in both directions, length and width. As a result, the stone faces up, technical term, a whopping 13% larger than the first one. Now, 13% is a big difference. It's a noticeable difference. It's one slice of pizza worth of difference. So why is this? Well, that brings us on to point number 2. Diamond carat is a measure of weight, not size. I'll say that again. Diamond carat is a measure of weight and not size. Okay, well, I'll tell you why that's important. Let me direct your attention to this. This is Arnold the Austrian oak Schwarzenegger at the height of his Conan the Barbarian pomp. Now, conservative estimates are that he weighed around 270 pounds and that his biceps were the size of ripe cantaloupes. Now, look at this chap. This is Wilt Chamberlain, legendary basketballer, keen headband wearer, and Arnold's co-star in Conan the Destroyer. He is also around 270 pounds, so they're both the same weight. But put them next to each other and they're definitely not the same size. And the same can be true for diamonds. The first diamond we looked at is taller and narrower. This is Wilt. The second diamond is shorter and squatter. This is Arnold. You want your stone to be, within reason, Arnold. You want to make sure that it faces up at a good size for its carat weight. Otherwise, you're paying for carat weight that you can't see. But why does this happen? That brings us on to point 3. Poorly cut diamonds often hide their carat weight where it can't be seen. Now, some diamond cutters who actually shape the stones know that uninformed diamond buyers are more concerned with carat weight than actually how big a stone looks, because they don't really understand the relationship between the two. Because of this, we see big peaks of demand at certain carat weights. So we see at 1 carat, 1.5, 2 carats, these nice big round numbers, there's an increase in demand. We call these magic weights. So when they're forming a stone, they have a decision to make. They could have 1 diamond, which they could either fashion into an absolutely perfect 0.9 carat stone, one which reflects all the light that's thrown at it, that sparkles brilliantly and catches eyes from across the room. Or he could cut it a little bit differently. So it's a little bit taller, a little bit narrower, it doesn't look as big, it doesn't sparkle quite as brilliantly, but it hits that 1 carat mark that he knows that people want. And can you guess what happens? That's right, they botch it. They make a 1 carat stone that doesn't look particularly large and doesn't perform particularly well, but it does hit that magic 1 carat mark that they know that people are looking for. Another trick is to hide extra carat weight in the slightly rude sounding girdle. Now, the girdle is the band that runs around the edge of the diamond that separates the crown from the pavilion. It's the widest part of the diamond, and by increasing the depth of it, making it thicker, it means there's less of the diamond to go around to actually increase the visible size of the stone. Again, that's something you want to avoid. So, something to look at when you're assessing whether a diamond is right for you is girdle thickness. And you can find this information in a diamond's grading report. So what you're looking for is one that's not extremely thick, because this is when it carries extra weight. Equally, you don't want it to be too thin, because this is when it can be fragile and prone to chipping. Okay, point number 4 is that doubling the carat weight of a diamond doesn't necessarily mean that it looks twice as big. In fact, it doesn't. This may be an obvious one by now, but what it means is that any increase in carat weight is spread out through the entire volume of the stone, so the depth and the width. So a 1 carat stone may look like this. and a 2 carat stone look like this. The 2 carat stone is significantly larger. It's got around a 60% larger surface area, and this is noticeable when it's set into a ring and viewed, but it's also significantly more expensive. A typical 1 carat stone with decent specs for cut, colour and clarity can start from around $6,000, as we saw earlier. A 2 carat stone, it's going upwards from $19,000 and then it increases from there. So that's over a 230% increase in the cost of the stone for a 60% increase in the visible size. If you're looking to increase the carat size of your ring, there are other ways to do it. Now, if at this point you're feeling a little bit confused and overwhelmed, that's totally normal and understandable. We've got 3 more points coming up in this video, which will help you make the best decision. Or, if you'd like to bounce the question off somebody, if you'd like another point of view, then we're available for help. Just visit ringspo.com/help and we'll get straight back to you. Okay, so jumping back into our 7 reasons. Now, number 5 on the list is that different diamond shapes look different sizes at the same carat weight. So, which one looks the biggest? There are 10 diamond shapes that are commonly used as a center stone in engagement rings. If we throw up a table of all 10 of the most common diamond shapes, and we use the most common diamond shape of all, the round brilliant, as a benchmark, it sits in this position, number 4, just outside the medals, still respectable. If you're looking for the shape that looks the biggest for its carat weight, then it's the marquee. It's the clear number 1, and on average, it's around 15% larger in its surface area than a round brilliant for the same carat weight. Next up is the oval, which is a close relation of the round brilliant. It sparkles almost as well, but its elongated shape means it looks larger on the finger. At the bottom of the table is the Asher cut. Now, this is a square cut, and it's cut much deeper than the other diamond shapes, and as a result, it faces up smaller. We've seen, though, that for any one diamond shape, there can be a big variation in the size that it faces up for that carat weight. So different shapes look different sizes, and the best value would therefore be the one that faces up or looks the biggest, right? Well, to complicate things further, different diamond shapes cost different amounts. Which brings us on to point 6. Different diamond shapes cost different amounts. Now, there are many, many different factors which determine how much a diamond costs, but shape is a big one. Again, if we take all 10, we can use round brilliant as a benchmark. When we were looking at diamond shape and size, it was 4th in the table. But what about for cost? Well, when we compare 10 diamonds with the same carat size, 1 carat, colour, G, clarity, VS2, and keeping all the other minor aspects like polish, symmetry and fluorescence the same, we can see that round brilliants are, by some margin, the most expensive. They are the Usain Bolt of diamond prices. They can afford a cheeky sideways glance at their rivals and still be sitting proudly at number 1. So, what does this mean for you? Well, it can mean that if you're using diamond carat weight as one of the primary factors in determining which stone is right for you, that you choose a shape other than round, as they often deliver more value on a per carat basis, and it means that you can increase the carat weight for your budget. But if you want a particular diamond shape, if you want round, for example, how do you make sure that you get the most value possible? The key here is to be smart and make sure that you choose a retailer that offers real value for money. The price that I just quoted for that round brilliant diamond, $5,434, was from my number 1 recommended retailer. But other retailers would ask you to pay considerably more for a diamond with the same carat and quality. If we look at the Zales website, for example, diamonds at that 1 carat G VS2 quality start at $10,122 and run all the way up to $12,000. So that's nearly twice as much money for a diamond of the same carat weight and quality. If you want to make sure that you're not paying over the odds and wasting your money, then check out my number 1 recommended retailer. Click the link in the description below. Tip 7. A 2 carat diamond ring doesn't necessarily have to have a 2 carat center stone. We saw earlier that a 2 carat round brilliant diamond with decent specs can cost upwards from $19,000. But a 2 carat ring doesn't necessarily need to pack all of that carat weight into a center stone. Using smaller diamonds can be a great way to get more value and still hit that figure you're looking for. There are a few ways to do this, but we'll just look at the halo. Now, a halo setting adds a ring of diamonds, or sometimes 2, around the edge of a center stone. This is just one example of a halo setting, but it includes 0.6 carats of diamonds set into the setting itself. And by pairing it with a well-priced 1.4 carat princess cut, for example, you can hit that magic 2 carat mark for significantly less, or around $10,000, compared to the $19,000 to $20,000 that you'd be spending to get a 2 carat round brilliant stone on its own. Now, this is just one example and may not be right for you, but the important thing to take away here is that by being smart with your purchase, by being informed and educated and knowing what you're looking for, you can get significantly more for your money. As another example of that, take a look at this. Now, this 1 carat oval faces up like this, whereas this 1.3 carat oval faces up like this. Now, despite being 0.3 carats heavier in carat weight and as a result $3,000 more expensive, the 1.3 carat oval actually faces up 3% smaller than the 1 carat oval. So, just comparing a 1 carat oval to a 1.3 carat oval is a lot more complicated than just looking at the size of the stones on the finger. There are so many factors that affect it. So those are our 7 tips. If you have any questions about diamonds or engagement rings or Conan the Barbarian, then we're here to help. Just go to ringspo.com/help, enter in your question or query, and we'll get back to you lickety-split.